Welcome in, everybody. It's the...
Coach, this is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Los Angeles Rams. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Ready? 56 at the mic. Let's get it together, defense. Touchdown.
Smith on first down. Got an open man. It's a noon one. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 31-yard line.
They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Smith. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
On first down, it's Smith. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
No.
So they'll take the yardage and take on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Smith. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on second down. Smith. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Second and 10, Smith again. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Jannard Avery, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
That one complete to Yeldon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The kick by Joseph is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3.
From the 39, Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here we go. 50. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Hey, gun. Let's go. Mike's 50.
On first down, Garoppolo. It's caught by Moncrief. And this will get him all the way inside the Giants' 10. A big play there for L.A. 43 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
They'll run with Sanders. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On 2nd and goal, Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
I got you. Hey, come on.
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. DeAndre Hopkins with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Rams have taken the lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Smith. It's caught by Bryant. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Out of the gun, Smith. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy's disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Ricky. Alert flare. 12.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. They give him a gain of 37. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 23. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And able to work his way down to the 16. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
At the 16-yard line.
Shoot. 12, fellas. Here we go.
From the 16, Garoppolo. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Rams tack on to their advantage.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Sanders on for the extra point. this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Kill. Turn up. Kill.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Months 56.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Chris Jones on the stop. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And got a man, it's Woods. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith. Snead's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 1st down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
50, play. 56, bullet high.
Throwing on 2nd down. Smith. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Nick Boyle, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. That's fielded in the end zone. Field, here comes Los Angeles. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Jam. Alert 3. 1, Omaha.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here we go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Garoppolo. It's complete to Hopkins. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Hey, gun.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Here we go.
11.
All day. Watch twist.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders, as Sanders has it poked free.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go. 180.
Me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
11.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. Let's go, D. Big C.
I got you.
Step it up.
2nd and 5 now. Garoppolo. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 28.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Here we go. 180.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. The Sanders has got it complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Gun.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Giants are going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Draw play, this is Yeldon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
90 Wolf. 80 weapons.
And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Returnable for Grant. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
11. Hey, gun.
After the sack on first down, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force an incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
I'm coming after you. 57's the mic. 57's the mic.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Alex Smith and the offense heading out for their next possession. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve.
After reviewing the play, the running on the field is reversed.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
And Woods has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
61, match box, right.
On first and 10, Smith got an open man. It's a noon one. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Back to throw, Smith. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd and short.
Go set. 60 outlaw.
To the air again, Smith. He finds Yeldon. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. The kick by Joseph is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Let's go.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we come upon halftime here in Southern California with the Rams on top. As due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So here are the Rams to take over. Last week they got a good victory over the Dallas Cowboys, and they are in the driver's seat here right now as well.
Here we go.
56. Push him back.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
56 right there, 56. Watch the screen. 6 guys, check 6 guys. Check.
21. Here we go.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go. 11.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check. Smooth. Hey, I'm coming. Mike 56. Mike 56. Man out.
Hey, alert.
Mike 56.
Hey, gun.
Here we go.
Garoppolo on first down. And he can't get away from the pressure the Giants get there. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And the pressure gets to him again. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
Here we go.
So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
21. Hey, Alpha.
50, Max 50. You don't want none of that. Pick up the ball. Check 3.
Two.
Check.
I got you.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
That'd be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. A 40-yard punt, no return. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. On first down, they run with Howard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Smith now to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
It's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Tackle that time by Sidney Jones.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Under 10, 13, 13.
From just shy of midfield, Garoppolo trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Don't go this way.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Smith. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down. Smith now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. To throw is Smith. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carl Nassib has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Wiggles free. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Smith, and a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him.
And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Robert Woods, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Smith, and this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And the Rams getting set to go now. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10.
Check.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Let's go, baby.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
57, Mike 57.
21. Hey, Foxtrot.
57, Mike 57. I'm not ready. 57.
Hey, gun.
57.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And that's complete to Sanders. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there, 1st down. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Mike's 50. We ain't giving up nothing today. Let's go, Mike 50. Ready?
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Going deep for Hopkins. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Oh, Howard in trouble, and he can't get away. He's taken down, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Joseph now to kick this one away. And an alley to run.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Another run here with Sanders. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going for it. This is Harris. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
Tony Jefferson on the tackle.
94.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st down, Smith. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Smith. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you.
And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there for L.A. 54 yards. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with a defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Garoppolo. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50. Two. I got this.
Mike 50. Bring it.
Go ahead.
On first down, Garoppolo. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Rams are once again going to retake the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Garoppolo now, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football.
Get the ball. Let's go, boy. Let's go.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a 1-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a 2nd circle around this one? This
I put
is
a
pretty
star.
big.
I put a star. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Smith to throw again. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And just shutting him off there.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Now Smith. Now they go screen. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
That one complete to Yeldon. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down. The Giants on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Here we go on 4th. Smith.
Gotta be fucking good.
And he's got a noon one. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. He's back to throw. And Woods has it complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. A 4th quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. On 1st down. It's Sanders, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Rams on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock. Is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Back to throw. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still... You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Los Angeles, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the loss is number